on TV too, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They've been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a Mania.
What else will you get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime. And that is on the Ancestors, baby.
Can I have the cord to my computer, please?
Trying to make you do some din tonight.
I'm cooked.
Okay.
All right, so special episode. All right, we're just going to make it very short and sweet because there's still one more match. Impact is still going as we speak. Alex Shelley is still going up against Nick Aldis, so not quite sure as to who won or is going to win that match, but I would imagine that Nick Aldis is going to become champion. So, Slammiversary seemed to be an excellent card. Everybody is really happy about it. They really love how the stories were structured for its Slammiversary and how everything played out. Just to be back on trend with everything that I usually do over here. Top commenter of the day goes to B. Jeffers, Hiram, and Nika. Hello to everybody who came in. If you want to hear about Slammiversary, I'm going to do my best to give you guys a review. Since I didn't get to watch it because it was expensive to pay for, I do have the results pulled up here, and I'm just going to tell you about each match that I was able to catch the results for. And of course, I'm aware of Trinity being the Impact Knockouts champion. Please let me get to it, and then I will talk about how happy we are for her and how great things are gonna be for her being champion. Okay, so let me just get that out the way. Let's start off with the Ultimate X match. Okay. All right. You could have just killed yourself to do that.
Right.
All right. So let's get to the Ultimate X match. Had 6 competitors actually instead of the 5 that were originally announced. They had a little bit of a surprise. Can you turn it down a little bit? Kushida, Alan Angels, Jonathan Gresham, Kevin Knight versus Mike Daly. And the surprise entrant in this match was Jake Something. Jake Something returned to Impact Wrestling and was a final addition to the Ultimate X match. The winner of this match would be getting a future X Division title shot. Now, I'm going to read this from the Impact website because that's where they have the full update of the match and everything, since I didn't get to watch it in its entirety. Okay, so bear with me. It says Jake powerbombed Knight over the top rope into everyone onto the floor. Jake took out both Gresham and Bailey with a double clothesline. Everyone joined forces to send Jake to the outside. Jonathan Gresham dove through the ropes, followed by a springboard moonsault from Bailey to take Jake down. Angels hit a double Spanish fly on Gresham and Bailey. Angels was on the top of Kushida's shoulders when Knight drop kicked him off of the apron floor. Bailey climbed on the top of the truss, which was the holders of the X over the ring. Okay. He climbed on top of the truss. It was nearly 20 feet into the air and soared with a moonsault onto the entire on everybody in the match. Bailey was about to climb across the cables when Angel stopped him and with a steel chair. Alan Angels then assaulted Jake with the chair, and then Alan Angels spiked Knight with a reverse Rana off the top rope. Jake climbed the cables, but Angels delivered a low blow to take him down. Meanwhile, Kushida raced across to retrieve the X and win the match. So Kushida defeated all of the other 5 competitors and is now the number 1 contender for the X Division Championship. He can have his title shot, I guess, whenever he wants. I'm not really too up to date on the Ultimate X match and how that works. I would imagine it would be something similar to a Money in the Bank situation, but I'm sure somebody in the comments will clear that up because I'm not sure of how that works. All right. Now, moving on to the next match. This was the match that was actually on the pre-show. The Death Dolls and Jody Threat went up against Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and that punk-ass bitch, Jay Vidal. Now, in this match, according to Impact's website, Jessica had Vidal reeling in the early going on of the match when he was scurrying to the corner. Rush chased Vidal around the ringside area, but she got caught with a big boot from Savannah Evans. Now, when they got back in the ring, Vidal slapped Rush across the face before Savannah Evans continued to attack with a leg drop. Giselle Shaw delivered double knees to Rush in the corner as they cut off the ring and employed the quick tags. Moments later, Rush was able to create some separation with the reverse neck breaker onto Savannah Evans. She tagged in Threat, and they were able to pick up the pace with Threat, and she was able to give off a flurry of offense. The match began to break down as everyone got involved and piled up in the ring. Shaw super kicked Jessica, but then threat suplex Shaw. Rush put Vidal away with a spear for 3. Jody Threat and the Death Dolls beat Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and Jay Vidal. All right. Hold tight. Just got to get the other infographic because I'm missing one here. Yeah, I'm missing one. Let me see what I can find. All right, y'all. Kenny King went up against Joe Hendry, the digital media champion. Kenny King charged at Joe Hendry right from the opening bell. Hendry quickly turned around as he hit a stalling vertical suplex. Gene runs into the ring, allowing King to blindside Hendry off the distraction. Gene occupies the ref's attention as King chokes Henry with his Chippendales tie. Hendry puts his strength on display as he powers out of the wear down process from Kenny King. Hendry hit a big fall away slam, then kips up his feet. Hendry caught him mid-air for the standing ovation, but Gene puts King's foot on the rope to break the pin. King inadvertently collided with King Gene at ringside, and moments later, King pins Hendry with his feet on the ropes and an assist from Gene to become the new digital media champion. Kenny King, along with Sheldon Gene, is now your new digital media champion. He beat Joe Hendry. And the reason why is because, of course, he had a lot of help and he cheated. So, if that's what you like, I guess congratulations is in order, but nar. I'm just going to say nar in the words of Rico. Everybody was happy from what I saw that Kenny King was champion, but in my mind, it doesn't really do much for me for him to be champion. But live your best life, you know? All right. Y'all hold tight. It was a lot going on at Slammiversary. A lot going on. But I will say that it was a very interesting show and of there were a lot of oh my god moments. And that's the cool part. So again, Kenny King is your new digital media champion, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's move into the match that everybody is talking about outside of Alex Shelley and Trinity Fatu's matches. Let's get into the match with Scott D'Amore and Diener and Bully Ray. Now, I finally realized why Steve Macklin was no longer in this match. And the reason why that it was is because Steve Macklin is injured. He has a groin injury and he wasn't going to be cleared in time for the match. So he was replaced with Diener. And that's why this match was so mixed up because he has an injury. Otherwise, he would have been in that match as well. Now, from what I understand and what I've read through Fightful Select and various other outlets, his injury is significant, but he is not having surgery. He is going to rehab his injury, and that means that he won't be gone as long as everybody expected him to be if he was going to have the surgery to actually repair the torn groin. All right, so let's get into this match, ladies and gentlemen. In a jaw-dropping development, all right, according to Impact's website, the special guest, or I guess you can say his special partner, happened to be Eric Young. Now, Eric Young was set to return to WWE, and he was supposed to bring back Sanity, and they were supposed to have another faction running around in WWE. But the moment that Eric Young found out that Vince McMahon was coming back and he wasn't going anywhere, Eric Young asked to be let out of his contract, and he refused to work underneath Vince McMahon. And so they granted his wish and they let him go. Therefore, Eric Young is now back in Impact. Now, if you don't know what happened in this particular story, to put it simply, Scott D'Amore had a partner. It was PCO. But Bully Ray and Steve Macklin attacked PCO. They poured battery acid down his throat and they lit him on fire. And apparently that was enough to keep PCO down. So they had to get a replacement. Scott D'Amore called in a favor, and he picked a guy that he himself trained, which was Eric Young, and they called themselves Team Canada. And since they were in Canada, this was a very fitting moment for Scott D'Amore and, of course, Eric Young. Now, here's what happened in this match. Scott D'Amore's mystery partner was Eric Young, and for this tag team grudge match, D'Amore took Diener off of his feet with a leaping leg lariat, followed by a leg drop. D'Amore and Young hit a double team death drop for an early 2 count on Diener. D'Amore connected with Sky High on Diener, and D'Amore is about to hit the Canadian Destroyer when Khan gets up on the apron. McCarty plays his part as a special enforcer and backs Khan down. The referee is distracted, allowing Bully to club D'Amore in the back. Bully gets in the face of D'Amore's mother at ringside. Bully delivers a low blow to D'Amore, but Young tells the referee not to disqualify him. The referee has had enough of Bully Ray and takes off his shirt and throws it and exits Impact Zone. He was out. McCarty put the shirt on and will now act as the referee since he was deemed the special enforcer. D'Amore speared Bully out of his boots, allowing him to make the tag to Young. The tide certainly began to change as Young goes on the attack. Young attacked Diener with a pile driver, but Khan pulled McCarty out of the ring to stop the count. A1 jumps the barricade and takes out Khan with a clothesline. McCarty hits Bully with the stunner, and D'Amore gains a measure of revenge as he leaps off the top and low blows Bully. D'Amore and McCarty then drive Bully through a table. D'Amore hits the Canadian Destroyer on Diener, followed by a top rope elbow drop from Young for the win. And there you have it. Scott D'Amore and Eric Young defeat Bully Ray and Diener with Khan and the special enforcer, Darren McCarty. All right. So let's go to the next one. He said, why did I picture them doing an actual death drop? I don't think it was that kind of death drop. I don't think it was that kind of death drop. So let's go back to the ladies right quick. We got MASHA SLAMOVICH. I think I'm saying her name right. Yeah. And Killer Kelly taking on the Coven for the Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. All right. Now, this match, it wasn't as talked about as the rest of the matches, but I am glad that the girls were able to have a decent match and they were able to pick up a win. So according to Impact's website, Kelly hit Wild with a pump kick in the early going before the Coven could gain control. King choked Kelly on the ropes as the Coven cut off the ring and prevented her from making a tag. King attempted to senton out of the corner, but Kelly avoids it to create separation. Kelly made the tag to Slammovich as the pace quickens, and Slammovich hit Wild with a spinning heel kick for 2. Slammovich then connected with another pinpoint kick on Wild, but this time it was King who breaks the count. King sent Wild crashing into the corner turnbuckles with a butterfly suplex, and SLAMOVICH flies halfway across the ring, taking King out of the equation with a drop kick. King bounced back with a big boot to Kelly, and Wild hit the Witch's Wrath, but it's not enough to keep SLAMOVICH down. Kelly trips up King on the outside, and SLAMOVICH plants Wild in the ring to win the match, awarding her team the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. MASHA SLAMOVICH and Killer Kelly are your new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, okay? The girls seem to have had a very good match. I don't know why they're not talking about it as much as they're talking about everybody else's, but Killer Kelly and MASHA SLAMOVICH put on a pretty decent show, according to what I was reading and seeing. Okay. So, okay. So, congratulations to the girls for winning their championship as well. Let's get into this match. All right, this is the X Division Championship match with Chris Sabin versus Lio Rush. Now, this one was a bit interesting, so y'all gonna have to bear with me just a little bit. Before the match could even get started, Rush knocked Sabin off the apron with the handspring. Before that, he attacked Chris Sabin, and Chris Sabin was going to continue to. The way this match played out, they got in there, they were having the match. Rush knocked Sabin off the apron with a handspring, followed by a dive to the outside before the opening bell. Sabin's neck was seriously injured in the process, as the ringside physician told the referee that this match needs to be called off. He can't compete. Against the advice of the doctor, Sabin went in the ring anyway, and the match continued. Rush hit the final four, and Sabin kicked out at 2, but Rush hit this final four for a second time, and that match was over, and he became the X Division champion. So Lio Rush essentially took out Sabin before he could even get started, go to him to get back in the ring. He got back in, he got beat down, he took two finishers from Lio Rush to take down Chris Sabin. And that match was over. It was very short and sweet and to the point. Okay. Now, I'm not quite sure why they decided to go this route with this particular match, but they did. They ended up giving this title to Lio Rush. Sure. It makes sense when you have Kushida lingering in the background to possibly get that title off of Rush. I don't think Rush is going to keep it long. I do think that more than likely at Bound for Glory, he will probably give up that title to Kushida. But whatever works for you. Lio Rush did an interview in the back. He was very smug and pompous about it, as he usually is. He's a big fucking turnoff for me. I don't don't like that man. He genuinely gets on my nerves. I don't like that man. Character wise, I'm not a fan of him. Anything else, I don't really know, because I don't really know him like that. But I don't like that man. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, Lio Rush is y'all X Division champion. Something we all have to deal with, and can't really get away from it. So yeah. Anywhoosies, we're going to move on. All right. So let us move on. Hold tight. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. She said all the niggas won tonight. Happy Black Wrestling History Month. Okay, girl. We lit. Sure. Yes. All right. So let's get to We already covered that one. Let's do another one that was a throwaway match in my opinion, but everybody seemed to like it. It was Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards. Frankie Kazarian had his wife, one of the original knockouts, in his corner, Tracy Brooks, and Eddie Edwards, of course, had his wife, Alicia Edwards, in his corner. Now, I'm going to read this because I didn't get to. I'm not quite sure as to why Eddie Edwards and his wife won. Why Eddie Edwards won this match, but it is what it is. So Alicia trips Kazarian from ringside, providing Edwards with a momentary advantage. Seconds later, Brooks returns the favor as she trips up Edwards. The fight spills into the ring to the ringside outside, where Edwards delivers a series of chops. Back in the ring, Edwards hits an atomic drop, followed by a belly-to-belly suplex. Edwards wears him down for several minutes before Kazarian creates some much-needed separation. Edwards charges towards the ropes, but Kazarian sidesteps, sending him crashing to the outside. Kazarian hits a slingshot Hurricane Rana to the floor. Alicia rakes the back of Kazarian as he's getting back in the ring, and the distraction allows Edwards to take him down with a shot of adrenaline through the ropes. Kazarian quickens the pace as he explodes out of the corner with a clothesline, and Kazarian hits his signature springboard leg drop for 2. Edwards almost puts Kazarian away with the backpack stunner, but it's not enough. Both men are down following a thunderous suplex from Edwards. Kazarian hits the slingshot cutter for another near fall, and Kazarian inadvertently collides with the referee, allowing Alicia to enter the ring with the kendo stick. Brooks neutralizes her with a running clothesline, and Edwards is tapping to the chicken wing, but there's no referee. Edwards blindsides him with the kendo sticks, followed by the Boston Knee Party to win. Not the Boston Knee Party. Oh my God. Boston Knee Party. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh God. Boston Tea Party. What the fuck? Why I just matched with this dude on Tinder named Maurice? Ugh. Imagine me introducing him. Deuce, my man Maurice. He don't go by it though, but the name is just funny. Delete Maurice sounds like a menace. Nicole's a mess. If you replace knee with meat, it sounds like them parties Maj goes to. Child. That I still don't understand why Kazarian had to lose this match, but I mean it is what it is. It's just a match. Didn't really do anything in my opinion. It looks like they're gonna have Tracy Brooks come back and they might turn this into a mixed tag team match. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's move on. So let's go to the tag team match because this match was very interesting. Okay. Now you got 4 teams that were competing in this particular match. All right. Hold tight. Let me get up. Let me get the right thingy. King, Kushida. Ray. Mixed division. Now, after he saw Chris Sabin go down, Alex Shelley was pretty tore up about that. But I'll let you guys know what happened at the end of the show when it comes to Alex Shelley and Nick Aldis. Now, the Impact World Tag Team Champions, ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay, were defending their titles in a fatal 4-way match. It was Moose and Brian Myers versus Subculture versus Rich Swann and Sami Callihan for the Impact World Championships. All right. Those are the 4 teams that you see here. Okay. Hold on. Let me get. I can't. All right, y'all. So it says here, Swan hits Webster with his shoulder breaker, followed by a kick to the face. Swan counters a power bomb from Moose and takes both him and Myers out with one enziguri after another. Moose catches Bay in midair and power bombs him into the hardest part of the ring. Myers spears Austin on the apron. Callahan tosses Webster over the top rope into a sea of humanity on the floor. Callahan hits a Death Valley driver on Webster, followed by a rolling splash from Swan. Austin kicks Swan into it says spinning neck breaker. I'm going to say spinning neck breaker from Bay. Moose and Myers hit us in sync power bombs on both members of ABC. Andrews takes out Moose and Myers with a double Pele kick, and Moose fights back with a bicycle kick, but Andrews counters into Stun Dog Millionaire. Okay, man. Bay and Swan unite to catch Moose with two midair cutters, and ABC was about to hit the 1-2 sweep when Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz attacked them at ringside. They took them out systematically, and Subculture was able to capitalize as Andrews soars through the air with the shooting star on Myers. Andrews scored the pin, and Subculture became the new Impact World Tag Team Champions. Subcultures have the belt, and it's a party, okay? Everybody's happy that Subculture has the belt. I had no dog in this particular fight, but I wasn't surprised that the Rascals cost Bay and Austin the championship. I figured that eventually the Rascals would end up crossing paths with Chris Bay and Ace Austin. So I thought that they would retain those championships because of that. But that's not what happened. So I still think that they're going to get those titles soon, just not at the moment. They're going to have a nice little feud with Chris Bay and Ace Austin first. With all that being said, let us move on, shall we? Yes? Yes, we shall. And I think I got everything. Now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. Yep, I went over every match. So now it's time for the big kahuna. Now it is time for the one that everybody has been looking forward to since it was announced. Trinity got her first shot at the Impact Knockouts World Championship against the three-time champion Deonna Purrazzo. Now, according to Impact's results page, Purrazzo went for I don't know how to say this, so I'm just say armbar. Purrazzo went for the armbar in the early going, but Trinity escaped. Trinity hit a slingshot twisting crossbody on the outside, to which Deonna almost did not catch her. It was like she missed the cue a little bit, because I did get to see that part. Once they got back in the ring, Trinity hit another crossbody, and this time it was off the top rope. Deonna Purrazzo cut Trinity off on a springboard attempt to gain control. Trinity missed the leg drop as Purrazzo capitalized with a low basement drop kick. Purrazzo hits a hard Irish whip into the corner, and Trinity bounces back with a kick to the face, followed by a series of running clotheslines. Trinity tries to lock in Starstruck, but Purrazzo quickly breaks free. Purrazzo spiked her with a pile driver, but it's not enough to keep Trinity down. Trinity avoids Queen's Gambit as Purrazzo. That's a dope-ass name for a fucking finisher. That's how you name your finisher, okay? Queen's Gambit is fucking awesome. Queen's Gambit as Purrazzo hits a side Russian leg sweep instead. Purrazzo transitions into the armbar, but Trinity grabs the bottom rope to break the hold, and Trinity goes outside in and plants Purrazzo face first onto the canvas. Trinity hits the split leg moonsault, but Purrazzo kicks out at 2. Purrazzo plants her with the Queen's Gambit on the hardest part of the ring, but this time it's Trinity who kicks out just in time. Trinity hits high-risk offense off the top rope and then locks in Starstruck to win by submission and become the new Knockouts World Champion. So Trinity Fatu, girl, You finally fucking did it. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you. Gaining that championship and going to Impact and betting on yourself like that. That's how you're supposed to do it. All that work, all the heartache, all the pain, it was all worth it for that moment. You earned it. You deserve it. And girl, we just happy. We just proud of you. All the time, okay? Everybody make sure y'all send a Trinity a lot of love on social media because I'm sure she is overwhelmed. I'm hoping that her husband was able to be there to at least greet her backstage or at least be able to be in the audience. And some of the people who didn't have to work tonight, I hope that they were able to at least watch it if they couldn't go so they could support her in a different way. But Trinity deserved this. She earned this. And I hope and pray that she has a decent title reign that's worth her salt. And she gets to once again prove to the world what all of us already knew, that she's one of the best in the business and she deserves the spotlight. Okay? Now, let's move on before we start preaching up in here. Final match of the night, they gave it to the boys, okay? Alex Shelley was defending his Impact World Championship against Nick Aldis, all right? Now, according to Impact, the bell rang and Shelley spits water in Nick Aldis' face. Seconds later, Aldis power bombed him out of the corner, and Aldis looked for the king in the Kings, locks in the Kingsley Clover Leaf, but Shelley was able to crawl to the bottom of the rope. Aldis hits a strong Irish whip into the corner, then continues to put his power on display. Alex Shelley targets the right leg of Aldis as he begins to build momentum, and Shelley hits a dragon screw leg whip out of the corner. Aldis traps Shelley in the apron, allowing him to pummel his opponent with a series of fists. Shelley evades the attack on the outside, then sends Aldis crashing into the steel ring post. Shelley bends the fingers of Aldis around the steel of the turnbuckles, and Shelley hits a big suplex as both men exchange strikes in the middle of the ring. Alex Shelley hits sliced bread and then transitions into the Border City stretch. And Shelley goes for another sliced bread, but this time Aldis counters into a pile driver for two. Aldis soared off the top rope with an elbow drop for a very close near fall, and Aldis brings the Impact World title into the ring. The referee is removing the belt when Aldis delivers a low blow, and Aldis spikes him into the mat, but it's not enough to keep Shelley down. Shelley hits a DDT on the title, followed by Shell Shock to win. So Alex Shelley has retained his Impact World title, which I kind of figured that he would. This means that this probably isn't over, and more than likely, Alex Shelley and Nick Aldis will cross paths again at the next pay-per-view, which I believe is Emergence. Now, there's a few things that I need to tell y'all before I get out of here, giving y'all... Hello, Aaliyah. Giving y'all this recap of the show itself. Emergence is on a Sunday, August 27th, and this is a pay-per-view. The IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata will be in attendance at Emergence. I don't know in what capacity, but he is supposed to be there. And Impact is supposed to have a New Japan Impact crossover pay-per-view as well. This is going to be called the Multiverse United 2. For Whom the Bell Tolls. They be having some bomb-ass names for their fucking pay-per-views, okay? Anyways, Lio Rush is going to team up with Trey Miguel to go up against Takahashi and Mike Bailey, okay? This is all happening on August 20th in Philly. Everybody's going to fucking Philly. Jesus. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Slammiversary is set. It's over and done with. The girls had a beautiful match. I had to show this because look at Deanna's robe. Look at that robe. That robe was so cute. I didn't like her gear, but I loved her robe. I thought her robe was so damn cute. It's so cute. Anyways, the girls put on an excellent show. And like I said, to end out this show, Trinity is your knockouts champion. Okay. It's a bucket list thing for me. I was glad that I was able to say that I was here and I got to be able to see it. So congratulations to you, Trin. We are happy for you. And we're happy for all of the winners. Well, some of them. At least for me, I am. There's a lot of new champions on the horizon, with the exception of the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Trinity is the new Knockouts champion. Subculture is the new tag team champion. On the women's side, in the tag team division, you got SLAMOVICH and Kelly, who are the new champions. And you've got Kenny King, who is a champion. Leo Rush is a new champion. And there you have it. Slammiversary is over, and they say it was a hit. I'm glad that Impact had a very good PLE. This is their biggest PLE of the night of the year. So I'm glad they were able to put on a great show. Y'all, if you're listening to this in the playback, let me know what you think about Slammiversary. And if you like the show, if you watched it, just comment in the comment section below and let me know that you guys enjoyed it. You can always follow me on all my socials. Everything is always scrolling at the bottom in the banner. And I will see you guys Monday after Monday Night Raw, and we'll discuss all that good stuff. There are a couple matches that are supposed to happen on Monday Night Raw. We're supposed to see Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes crossing paths once again. And they just announced that there's going to be a match between Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest going up against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, I don't know if this is for the titles. I just know that they're supposed to be having this particular match on Monday. And, of course, the tag team championships are being contested by Chelsea Green and Sonya. They're going up against Raquel and Liv. So we're going to see how that plays out. I suspect that they may be dropping these titles to the girls, to Sonya and Chelsea, which it'll be good for Chelsea to be able to gain a title in WWE. So I wouldn't be mad at that. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you get some rest. Okay, because Tuesday you got NXT. We got the Tony celebration. Dom's going to be wrestling again because he's going to be attempting to take that title from Wes Lee. And, of course, you're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff going on in NXT. And then on Friday, you've got the Rules of Engagement with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. That's all going to happen on FS1 because they're moving it due to, what, is that soccer that's going to be there? The World Cup for the girls? Mm-hmm. The World Cup is happening on Friday, so they moved SmackDown to FS1 for those specific reasons, and that's more than likely why Roman is going to rear his head again during Friday Night SmackDown. With all that being said, once again, I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. And I didn't blow past her. I did say her name, so it ain't that bad. But I'll see you guys next time. Hold on. I'm going to close the show with my girl Trin standing tall as a champ. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her being champion. I promise you I am.